Hey, 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 hey!
Good afternoon, good evening, good night, or good morning, depending on where in the world you guys are watching That Balloon Show.
What are we doing on today's show, Keith?
Well, today on That Balloon Show, we're building something spooky and spectacular for Halloween. We're creating an organic style photo backdrop using Prima foils and latex balloons.
It's easy to assemble and perfect for parties, events, or that picture-perfect Halloween moment. A simple build with a show-stopping finish, and that's all treat, no trick.
But before that,
there's this. Doing a curtain. Yes. Oh, we just having a chat there.
Yeah, we did.
Talking about a curtain.
we also need to change up. We knew that intro video, and we will get around to it anytime today.
Welcome back.
Welcome back. How are you guys out there in Balloon Land? We hope you are having fun and have had a great 2 weeks since we last saw you.
We've
guys.
had a busy 2 weeks, hence why that 37 seconds of intro was the time we had to ourselves. I'm just going to cancel it. 2 seconds,
also,
sorry.
somebody didn't put his phone on Do Not Disturb or Silence, which is kind of like a schoolboy error. So that leaves me here. So he switched his mic off. Must be important. It's good to see people in the chat. Thank you very much for Texas for turning up, and Shelley, it's always lovely to see you too. We're going to dive into the workshop in a moment, and we're going to use the same techniques that was used for the photograph, the same techniques that's used for the photo backdrop in the front of this episode. But we're going to change up the product slightly, and we're going to do it in a slightly different way. So what I'm going to do is, now Dom's back, I am going to head over there. If you do have any questions, we will be monitoring chat live. So jump in chat, ask the questions. If you're watching this after it's gone live, put it in the comments and we'll do our best to get back to you. So I'm going to disappear.
You disappear, I'll go back in here. And my phone was on Do Not Disturb. However, one of my children decided to ring me and they bypassed my Do Not Disturb. So hence why my phone rang. So apologies, world of the internet, for that disturbance. Let's have a look over at the workshop. Ooh, Keith thought I was going to go the camera straight to him, but I wasn't. I'm not that mean. That was some real activity you did there, Keith.
Hey, I mean, you probably heard the thump.
We all did.
As I was out of position, so I jumped back into position 1.
You did. And we're going to go over to you. Here we go. Lovely.
Hello, and welcome to the workshop, and welcome to the studio. So we are here on the big desk, ready to inflate some balloons, share some techniques, and have some fun with balloons, as we always do. We're going to make something that's very simple to recreate, so you guys should have fun with it, and you can scale it up. It's probably about as small as you can make this one, but you can scale it up to pretty much any size you want. The whole thing's going to be based on some lamp stands. You know, there's lots of different ones out there. You can choose the one that you prefer, but we're going to use these 2 inexpensive lamp stands. The reason for that is that when we price up our work, we can always just chuck the price in with the photo backdrop, and it means you don't have to return to strike the job. It can be just taken away.
The great things with these type of stands, as we've discussed many times, is they are something that you can price in.
Yep.
If you get them back, it's a real win. It's a good way of building that customer relationship where you're sort of encouraging them to recycle. And we would always offer a sort of a voucher off a next purchase by bringing them back. But unlike the specialist balloon stands, which are fantastic for the specifics that they're for, these are easy to get hold of.
Yes, they're easy to get hold of as well, and you don't need to take a deposit.
No.
Because they've already paid for it in the job. Generally, what we'll do is we'll put a sticker on the base like this, so it means that it's advertising our own business, but it's also finds a way of getting back to us too.
Yeah. Well, actually, funny enough, and I've seen this with a few balloon companies as well. You know, people have had referrals from people have bought balloons and then maybe's given them or left them at the venue and sort of to pass them on. You know, it does happen because some of this decor does last for quite a bit. Then they're getting your details as well. So that's really kind of a nice way of your calling card going with your work. So
absolutely. So the balloon that we're going to do onto this one, where is the packet for it? It was on here. Has it been taken away? That's disappointing because we had 2 of them on the packets there.
We did.
Okay, so anyway, it's the candy skull faces or sugar skull faces here from Prima, and this is the what we're taking out inspiration from this whole design. So it's for Halloween for mainly, but it can obviously be used for other things. But we've taken a lot of the color palette from this particular foil. So this is the 18-inch air filled, and we've already stuck the tab down. So
it's a great color palette though as well.
Yeah, we're going to take some of the main colors. So the main color on there is the purple.
I'm still looking for the packet.
We're going to use Prima.
Purple.
Correct. Another color that we have on there as well is a pink. So we're going to use.
It's not Kiss Me Pink.
Correct. It
is Bubble.
No, it's the other one. Very berry.
There we go.
Very berry. And then lastly, we've got like orangey colors, yellow colors, and a mixture in there. So we're going to bring in something that's a bit orangey, bit yellowy. Coral. There we go. So these are our 3 key colors that we're going to use in the design.
Bear in mind, I work with red, blue, and green. Any other color out of that side, that scope is a hard naming convention.
Yes, we've got a little tip for you coming up as well, so watch out for it. It's based on this particular tool, so we'll come to that in a little bit. We'll share. It's something that we're still trying out at the moment, so we would appreciate if you run with it and you try it out and it works for you, that you give us some feedback. But it's been working for us so far. So anyway, we're going to inflate some balloons. So I've got the Premium Common Twin Air Size of 2 here. I need to inflate them to approximately 7 inches. So on our machine, that is 1.4 on the timer. So I'm going to inflate 2 balloons to 7 inches.
At the same time?
At the same time. What we're going to do is push them so they're nice and rounded, but I'm tying them super slack. Now, this is hard for Dominic to do.
Goes against the grain.
It does, yeah. And there's different techniques. You can do it this way, where you get that super slack way on this one. I need 2 of these, so I'm going to do the next one. What I've seen other people do is they put them underneath the arms and stretch out and tie over this way. And then what that does is it still keeps the tension as we're working over here, but
you had to concentrate there because the talking stopped.
Yeah, as it stretches out, it keeps it this way too. So it's again.
The only thing I'll say with that technique there versus your technique to start with is yes, you got the tension on, but you're losing the roundness, so you're having to reaffirm the roundness afterwards.
I also realise that I am 1 purple balloon.
I can resolve that
in there. Here. I've got some spares, so if you chuck another purple, because we're going to size 2 to 9 inches. So that's 3.1 on this machine. And then we shall tie it nice and loose on here. We're trying our best.
It does still go against the grain.
It absolutely does.
It is necessary. And this is not the top tip.
No.
But the top tip is about the tip, right?
It is about the tip. And then we'll do the same thing. So, whoop, like that.
Lovely.
And what we're going to do is we're going to turn these into 4 balloon clusters. So I'm taking one of the 9-inch ones and one of the 7-inch ones, and they're super loose like this, and I'm just twisting them together to make a cluster of 4.
Nice.
Same again.
Rinse and repeat.
Yep. And then what we do is we take these clusters and using the 7-inch, the sort of smaller ones, I wrap it around one of the other 7-inch ones. And what this does is this gives us a cluster. It's given us this organic style of cluster of an 8 balloons.
A nice organic element.
Yeah, but it's also, as well as that, it's super stretchy. So it means that as we build and we make it longer and longer, what it's going to do is we're going to be able to move it and to put it into whatever position we want to.
This is possibly the hardest transition for someone who is classic decor, going to organic decor. They get the concept of how things should be, but lack the flexibility in the movement of the clusters and the elements that they make.
It absolutely kills me.
Typically, we're building for structure and absolute specific sizing.
Yes.
So yeah, it does go. I mean, obviously, it's a reason we do it, and we know that, but it's still a thing that we've done for so long.
Yes. So in each run of these, what we need is we need 2 of these, so 2 of the purple. We need 1 in very berry and 1 in coral. And then what we do is, once we've got all of these clusters like this done, we're going to take a neck and another neck and we tie them together and keep them going into a run. So to save some time, we're not going to inflate all of these. I'll just put them into our spares bag for somebody else to sort out later.
Good afternoon, Danielle.
We shall bring in one of our pre-done.
So this is exactly the same as you've just done there, but we've got 2 of the purple, 1 of the pink, 1 of the coral.
Yes, and put them in whatever order you want to. You don't necessarily have to do it in this order. You do it however you want to.
And it doesn't have to be 2 purples either, but it's just whatever colour balance you
work
with.
Yes, for this one, because there's a lot of purple on this one, we're going to use a lot of purple in the design.
And we've always done this technique as well, is rather than kind of go, start from the drawing board of what colours we're going to do something, is take a key design element and use the references there.
Yes. We also have, we create 4 of these. So as you can see, this one's a different order because we started with purple, we end with purple. We have the very berry and the coral in the middle. And then this one has worked out exactly the same. However, if you wanted to, you can flip it around the other way so that it looks different too.
Because you're trying to break that line up, right? Because if you put these together, you're then going to end up creating this sort of dramatic line, especially when you've got strong colours like the purple there. And if they were to be in the same sequence, you're going to see this very much banded chunks of colour. Okay,
so what we're going to do is we're going to sit, actually want to sit that one on top of there. Okay. So
that way, because the purple line, pink lined up.
There's a couple of ways that you can do it. You can either use your 5-inch if you've made them nice and stretchy so that you can do it. You can do it by taking a neck.
5-inch there.
Sorry, one of the 7-inch, one of the ones, the smaller ones.
Gotcha.
The ones inflated to 7 inches. You could wrap them in together, or if you want to just try and keep a nice consistency, what we're going to do is, because it doesn't actually have to have the whole stand if you want to connect it to a wall, you can just put a 260, wrap it together, keep going, and as long as you tie it into the wall, we'll be absolutely fine. But because we're actually using the structure, we're not going to connect them directly to here. We're going to connect them to the pole. So if I hold that...
this design with command hooks or something on a wall would be absolutely fantastic.
Yeah. And then you're not even using any structure. So definitely on silent.
My phone is giving it something to do, Keith.
Okay. So what I'm going to do here is 1 cluster in. I'm just going to take that into the pole like this. And at the moment, I'm not connected in any way. It's just pushed in. If I wanted to, I could take one of my smaller balloons and wrap it around just so that it actually has a connection. And then it's like, I'm quite happy with that.
Yep.
And then
one
same
in again,
thing. Just 1 in, and then take one of your 7-inch and just wrap it around the pole.
And this particular design is going to be forward facing as well, so we're working at the back here, so any design thoughts of which way you want the pole to sit and kind of how you're going to focus it would be towards the front.
On the other side, it's like, as long as you spend a little bit more time, this one can actually be forward or reverse facing. So, but for this one, we're going to have it so that it's just forward facing because we're only attaching, we're going to attach some foils.
But theoretically, you could have it as a room divide, or sort of a piece of decor, but also people management as well. So so
we're going to do the same thing again. We're going to take this next one in, we're going to add it into the colours somewhere near there. I'm going to take one of my 7-inch and wrap it to the pole and then just pull it down slightly. Okay, you can see that there's already a gap. If I put my hand through, you can see this gap here. We'll deal with that in a little bit as I just pull that down a touch. Sit on top. And then to make this easier, I think you'll be able to see it from behind the stand. We'll just take this and we'll put that on the floor.
Lovely.
And you can just see it start taking the colour.
Perfect, nice.
Yeah. Like it was planned, right? And then we'll take this in. Take it down. Take one of my 7s and just wrap it around that ball. We're good.
Nice.
And then our last one. We'll take that in there. Come in 1, 2. Early. And back this way. Okay. Now the great thing is that because everything is so loose, we can move things around. So if we seen too much of a hole or whatever, if we wanted to, we can move positions like this, but that gives us that big hole. We can move things around this way. We've got 2 of the small ones in this section, so I can move one of the bigger ones up into position and slide it around.
And like you say as well, you can always run a 260 through it as well to pull any gaps together, because it might just be a case of a little bit of a structure. We'll sort that out.
And then I'm just going to pull this around here so that it fills in this end. There we go. And then what we're going to do is we're going to use some of the foils. We're going to add some extra things to it. So actually, before we add the foil, we're going to add a little bit more, some 5-inch balloons that have been undersized. Actually, I'm not. We're going to do
elements, elements first, because they're the dressy bits. So finding the placements of those.
When we get to the bottom part, we will add them on at the end. But just to show you with some more of the latex, we do have a couple of clusters where we've added in just one 18-inch balloon in of these 2 colors. This is just going to add us some depth to the bottom, because what happens is with the way this design goes, it tends to be quite forward heavy towards the top. So what we need to do is we need to balance this at the bottom by creating something with equal depth at the bottom.
So this is the same cluster that we've done to start with, which has got the 2 11-inch to the bigger size, 2 11-inch to the smaller size. Then it's got one extra duplicate in there, one of an 18-inch
size to about 14 inches,
and then one of 11-inch size to about the same size, which was it.
So these are the 9-inch ones. So you've got 2 of the 9-inch ones, 2 of the 7-inch ones,
and then one more extra.
One more extra.
Okay, so that's the extra duplicate there. So the 18-inch to 20. Oh, no, 18.
14.
Where am I going to 20?
I don't know. I was thinking, how big? How
so
big?
I add the tax, add the VAT. No.
Yeah, 14 inches.
14 inch and then to 9 inch.
Yes.
Where did I get that
the
from?
way that they're attached when we
Power
come
of
into
television.
it is with elastic bands. So the elastic bands just goes around. We just take it around one of our balloons, and then we take this part and we actually put this around another balloon.
Would you recommend good quality elastic bands?
Good quality elastic bands, not these ones. These ones have been falling apart. So I'm just going to put them to the side for the moment.
There we go.
Thank you. And then what we're going to do is we're going to do a foil. So we have some that we prepared earlier.
We do?
We do. We do. So,
again, with easy fittings.
Yeah, these ones we've already put our attachment point on the back of this.
So all of these have had the valve folded back on itself with a little bit of either, you can use some double-sided tape, a glue dash, glue dots,
whatever you wish.
Anything you really want. But it's just been folded back just to keep and preserve the shape, so that looks nice.
Okay, so we've been teaching you guys how to do this with a Sharpie marker, right? So wherever you're going to put your connection point, you do your Sharpie marker, and it allows us for a fantastic attachment point. What we found is that the Sharpies don't last as long as we would like them to, using them for this purpose. So we wanted a better way. So we had a bit of a think about it, and we came up with the idea of, we know that people use acetone and various things to remove it. So I was like, is there such thing as an acetone pen? Well, the thing is that it kind of is, and it's a nail polish remover pen. These ones, they come and you take the bottom off and you put in about 4 milliliters of nail polish, which is
tiny amount
of nail polish remover, and it comes with 3 spare tips along with the one that is already on there, which you can see is probably already.
What's it now? Go.
We're going to zoom in. Look at that. Check that out. Okay, so you can see that one already has been a lot of mark on
The
there.
thing is, the acetone we know works, and we've used it ourselves. However, it's a little bit more messy because you've got the bottle, then you put it onto like a little pad or something, and it's less targeted, so it's a bit of a sort of a broad wiping. And then you've got the pad itself that you're using, and then you've got the stuff where the Sharpie was great because it was targeted. You can put the top one, throw it in your bag, all that kind of stuff.
Well, so people use nail varnish wipes and stuff as well with the acetone, and that's you use it once and you throw it away. I didn't like that either.
Yeah.
So this
Which
one,
is why we love the pen, because it did last for us. It was great,
and it's also it's in there already.
but we're looking for the looking for maybe another pen like a Sharpie.
Yeah.
To see if there's any other options.
So what we suggest you do, like I said, this is new for us as well. Is so what we'd like you to do is try it out yourselves. These were super cheap. We got like a pack of 5 of them for less than $5 in the UK. Yeah, and then you just put your own one in.
There's 5 pens, but each pen comes with 3 or 4 tips.
4
you get
tips.
1 in it, 3 extra tips as well. So
that's a kitchen towel.
So you're actually getting quite a bit in it as well.
So I'll dry that off like that, and you can see on there that now I've got that lovely silver. I'm right back down to the silver on there, and I took nothing. It was nothing compared to what we were doing with the
Sharpie.
The Sharpie.
Because it's leaving the black ink on as well. You had to do it enough to get that come off, where that's straight off.
Yes.
The real test for this one will be how long the tip lasts before it gets sort of bunged up.
Yeah.
But we also sort of theorised that we could actually cut the tip as well, because it's just a little like wick element. We could actually trim the top off as well.
Yeah.
So we might even get
I don't
more
see
use
why
of
not.
it. Yeah.
So we're going to take a 260, pull the air out of it, and then if you can cut me a little bit of stretchy balloon tape there, Dom.
That I can do.
Thank you. Not
okay.
Just a little bit. Obviously, the better connection that we have, right, the less stretchy balloon tape we actually need to use.
Yes.
Which is always a good thing. No, please put that away. Save it. Okay, so we just got a small amount of, see that on my hand? Of stretchy balloon tape. And we'll peel that back. And that back. And then we put the 260 across the 2 silver plates that we did. Thank you very much. Thank you. We really appreciate it when you guys like it as well, because it's like the people that know us, you know that we worked for a long time every single day doing balloon designs that were going out for the customers and things. So any little tips like this that we found as we worked, we know makes a huge difference.
Yeah.
Can't stand the noise that the Sharpie would make. yeah, sets your teeth on edge, right?
I'm with you there. I am.
Okay,
yeah.
so we don't even need to do the H technique on this. It's a good solid connection straight onto that silver.
Yeah.
So yeah, so we're
Especially
ready.
as this is only holding that particular foil on as well.
Yeah.
It hasn't got a lot of structure to do. So
No.
so not having
zoom
to
back out
do
and touch there,
not
don't
having to do the full H amount of tape.
No. Yeah, absolutely. Just perfect.
Can I just point out what you're doing here? Because we do this all the time,
Okay.
and I've seen so many people struggle with this. They instinctively take this, and they've got the balloon, and then they're stretching on here to bring it in. The less we
Zoom in.
yeah, the less we sort of
The less stress we put on the
that's the
connection.
word I'm looking for, is the better. So what Keith has done there, he's put his hand in and he's got his fingers on the end of that 260. So the stretch now is between his fingers and the end of the 260. There's no pressure on that connection. So especially as it's just been stuck on, you're giving it way more time to set, and you're not sort of aggressively pulling on it.
Also, when I go into here, I'm going to stretch it all the way through the design, right?
Yeah.
So I'm going to stretch this a lot longer than what I actually need to, and it's going to relax afterwards. So what I'm going to do is I can stretch that against my own fingers, yes, not against the connection. This bit's actually, that's why it's wobbling around, because it's not I haven't got it tight against it. And then I can stretch it against my fingers, put it into the design, let it relax, and it doesn't put the pressure on that connection.
because
It's actually a great thing to point out.
We've done
there,
that in
Don.
retail so often, it kind of like, it is second nature to us that.
Yeah.
It just stops it chancing it coming off whilst you make it, which is the time it's going to fail.
The other thing as well with this particular is that we don't actually need both tails on here, because it's not having to tie into the design fully. We can actually just take one of the legs, so we could cut this in half and just use half of a 260 and pull it in, because it's just holding it in place. And actually I want to be able to move it around potentially
Yeah.
to put it into the correct place.
It's
So I'm just
options
gonna-
is the thing, because
I'm just gonna
sometimes
do it with one.
we've done it where actually you want it to appear in a funny gap. So actually you can do it. You can use the two if you're doing it
Yes.
that way. So you've got two connection points that allow it to centralize. Options.
Standardly as well as we would use the same, we would use a 260 that matches in with the color of what we're doing so that it disappears into the design. However, just so that it makes it easier for you guys to see, we have used, in this case, we've used mango to, so that it stands out a little bit more and you can see what we're doing. So we're going to do that one under there, and
here maybe?
yeah,
Yep.
if you just add one into there, that would be great. Because what we're also going to do is we're going to take the other candy skull, but the silver and black one. So this is the Prima descent silver and black one, or the iridescent Prima and black one. But what we've done is on the opposite, so we've done the connection the same way on this way. But what we've done is on this side is we've taken a little bit of vinyl, and you can actually see that really nicely. That's actually really good. And what we've done is we've added little bits of vinyl all the way around onto the different areas around here. And that is just so that when we match it in with these ones, it kind of fits more together because there's a little bit more
better,
colour.
doesn't it?
Yes. Yeah. We're going to do something to finish it off to make it even more so, but for the moment, that's what we've done. We've just done a little bit of vinyl, not tons of work. You could do more if you wanted to around the nose and everything, but we've just put a little bit around the eyes just to bring them colours in. You could possibly do it with Posca pens or something, whatever you choose. We like to use vinyl. It's relies on no artistic ability.
Yeah.
So,
I was actually thinking earlier today as well. When did this new one come?
Yeah.
I was just being stupid.
Yeah. So what we're going to do on this one is we're going to put this one into the design around this area because it's nice and easy to see on the camera. So I'm just pulling it into the design. And again, I'm pulling it against my fingers like Dom was talking about so that I can place it where I want to. And in this case, we'll put it there. I'm going to move it over a bit because I want it a little bit more central. So I'm moving one of the coral balloons so that it sits. And it sits like this.
Lovely.
Great. Okay. So can we zoom out again?
We can, yeah. There we go.
We're going to add something onto the end of here, right at the end. But before that, what we're going to do is we're going to take some of this colour, so the silver and the black, and we're going to spread it out into the rest of the design. Because at the moment, what we've done is we've taken some of the colours from the other foil and brought it into here, which we are going to expand on. Like I said, we'll get back to that bit. But we also need to take some of the colours that are going on here, and we need to expand that into the design as well to get the thing to hold together. And the way that we're doing that is we're going to take one 26-inch starburst, and we're going to take one of the 40-inch starbursts, and we're going to combine them.
Do you need the bench? Should I move the bench out the way?
No, we do need the bench for this
You
one.
do need the bench.
Yeah.
Right. So one more bit and then.
So what we've got is we've got the satin black in 40-inch,
which I love,
and we have the silver in 26-inch. And what we're doing is we're taking half of the 40-inch and half of the 26-inch, yeah, and we're going to put that together.
Yep.
So you need that one and that one.
Yep.
And we're going to turn it into a star.
There's 12 in a pack, so you're going for 6 and 6.
Yep. If you wanted to make this go further, what you could actually do is do a quarter of a pack.
Yep.
And you could take it, so where this one is going to be done as full starbursts.
There's no rules that says you have to use any particular quantity
No.
or any particular colours. You just mix and match them.
Because if I take, this is 4, and 4 of each colours. These have been tied really loose as well so that we can really wrap them in together. What I could do is I could get rid of one of the silvers and one of the blacks and have it so that it's just something like this. And that would fit in nicely rather than...
So this is the full one.
Yes.
But because it's loose, it allows us, when we're bringing it in, to give you a sort of a full dispersal, and it kind of pushes them around to give a sort of a bigger grouping. If you don't want to do that, if you want it to be like a sort of more of a standoffish element, then you do it tighter so that they kind of sit. But the beauty is with them, you've got a lot of choice.
The best thing is that the slacker you make it, yeah,
Here.
it's the more flexible it is. So
You
it
can
means
always
that
tighten it up.
you can always tighten
Yes.
up. It's very
Now,
hard
if you're doing
to.
a lot of designs of exactly the same design and you know what works for you, then absolutely tie it with that in mind.
Yes.
But if you're not quite sure and you're doing it as a sort of a design element to add in and kind of finish off the design, then do them loose. Then it gives you some options.
Exactly.
You want to do these with
it's the same.
260s as well to bring
Sorry,
in?
yeah. I'm going to put it in with a 260. If you use this purple and black in there or something, anything that we're
No,
going
we've
to
got
use.
black and purple.
No,
Yeah, we have.
we do.
Here we go.
Perfect. Great stuff. Thank you very much. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to add this one in to this end, and Dom can do the same on. It's actually going to be towards the bottom on that
Yeah,
side.
makes sense.
In fact, do it the opposite way around. You do yours towards the top on this
Okay.
side, because we have a lot going on up here, and then this one will end up down the bottom right on this side.
So I'm going to bring that in there.
And I'm going to tie this towards the bottom. But remember that we're going to have some 18-inch down there as well. So I'm not putting it quite on the bottom. As you can see by the tips there, they are just off the floor. In fact, now we can actually
Put
move
it towards
this
the front or
out
towards
the
the side to sort of,
Well, just leave it there for the
Yeah,
moment,
we
and
can-
then we can have a look at it when we stand back.
pretty hard to see from the side there, other than it being right in my eye.
So we're going to
We heading this way?
move this out of the way. We good?
Yes.
Ooh, we're moving. And that's off. That's perfect. Okay. So,
Excellent.
can you get us full screen if we can? There we go.
Lovely.
So now you can see it is a little bit of a photo backdrop. We've got we've got a foil there, we've got a foil over there. We could put another foil in the middle, but what we need to do as well is we're going to bring some more latex back into it. So we're going to take some 5-inch, which are kind of freestyle organics. The size are between 3
I'll come over there and
and
get them
3.5
and you start
inches,
putting-
and it's we're going to choose it in 2 colours. And now what they're doing in here is we're going to take in again more of the black and silver. So we've got glam silver and we've got black to bring in to the areas, and it's pulling those colours back in. Now I just remembered that we've left all of the elastic bands over there, which we need.
the high quality. elastic
High
bands.
quality.
We'll have nothing said against those elastic bands. Nothing good
Excuse me.
said about those elastic bands.
Right, and you're going to use 2 elastic bands for each one of these clusters. And the way that we work is we just grab one of them and we put it over 1 or 2 of the balloons. I like 2 just in case one of them goes down.
Yep.
We still got another one. And then what we do is we just grab a colour. I want to put silver here because there's a lot of black. So on the black here, we're going to go, I think, here.
Yep.
And I'm just going to pull that into the design like this. And then I can shape wherever I want it to go. So I'm taking another elastic band here, and I'm going to put it around this big one. Sound like the balloon went down, but it didn't. And then that's going into that design. And then there, that's fine. I won't get another couple of elastic bands. And then this one's going to go into this side. This is where we get to be a bit more creative, and you get to choose what you want to do with your design when you make it.
Lovely.
And remember, it's not done until it's done. So however much time you want to spend on this, how much time you want to play with this, that's entirely up to you.
Did you steal my silver?
I did, yeah.
I'm thinking, nope, yep. It's the studio fairies.
It is, it's the studio fairies.
That makes a change when you're not stealing it.
That's got to go into there, yeah. That makes a change when it's that way around,
Yeah.
right?
Where are you thinking? Where are you looking? Where is,
I think,
I don't know.
leave it for the
Yeah,
moment,
'cause I think
just in case.
we're looking
Because
good.
what we'll do is, if you get another elastic band,
That we can do.
and what we can do is, that's going to go in the bottom of there. I think I should already have one on this one.
There's a spare one on the floor if you need it.
Or did I put it on that one? I put it on that one.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah. So I'm just going to band over this extra cluster here.
Band over balloon.
And I'm going to take this starburst out the way, and I'm just going to add it into the base for the design and have it so that what it's doing is it's just giving it some more, it's giving it a bigger feet. If you stick that one just sticking out that way,
yep.
yeah.
It's like it's got more structure. It's got the stability to the design.
Yeah, because there is a lot coming out here, so it needs to come out here too.
Yeah.
So what we've done is we've added some extra.
Because it does, you might not be able to see it on camera because it does look very flat from the front there.
Yes.
But visually, especially when you're sort of standing just off to the side from it, visually it looks very heavy at the top. But this really does help balance that one. Nice, I like that. Lovely.
Done that. I need to pull this back round a bit, and I'm going to do that by pushing, because everything moves.
Yeah.
It's easier to move things around, so that it just, there we go, so that it just turns on there. So we've got this, we've got this, we've got a little bit more. What I want to do is, what I really want to do.
Tell me what you really want to do.
Is add some more of colour onto here. And the way that we're going to do that is by doing a flower. So if you want to do just a simple flower, you want to do a 5-petal flower for the moment?
Yeah, let's do that. So we've got 260. I wonder if I'll just come a bit closer.
Yeah.
That'll zoom.
It's like 3D. Ta-da!
So inflated the 260, not fully inflated, leaving some room there for doing some twists in it. Going to burp that balloon just a little bit, just to soften it off, to make it easier for us to twist and tie it. So we go with finger and thumb onto the knot. We're going to fold that over, it gives us our first loop. Little squeeze and a twist, and then tuck that through. This is now setting the size that we're working with. So we want to make all the rest of those loops as close as we can, the same size as our first one. So we're just folding it over, because it goes over my finger, into the middle, little squeeze, twist, and wrap it around. So we're going with a 5-petal flower. We've got 5, approximately the same. And then once we've got those, we can then just take the end of that, take some scissors, or just pop open the end, let the air out, and then just do a little wrap around to give us that 5-petal flower.
Because we have some little tiny touches of green in our foil balloons as well, what we're going to do is we're going to do the center of the flower with some green also. This is a lime green, and all I'm going to do is, you hold that, very well done. What we're doing is we're just making this small, because I could inflate all the way to the end and just use the end, but that's kind of wasteful when we can do the same thing by making a small bubble of like this, and then wrong side. I'll cut this bit off so that
You're missing the desk now, yeah?
yeah, so that I can do lots of these with the same 260.
That's it.
And then that just goes into the center like so, and onto here. I pull the other end in like so, and then what we're going to do is we're going to just shape that so it's a nice and round center, and it gives us a 5-petal flower. That what we can do is we're pulling in some of the colors that we've used here and the rest of it into this larger foil, so it could go up here.
It's also got the elements of the foil itself with the 5-petal flowers that go in this. It really helps pull all that design together.
So what we can do is we can make it, if we just attach these together with a little bit of 260, if we can make a set of 3 like this, and that is a 5-petal flower, a 5-petal flower. This is a 6-petal flower, but it's done with 2 different colors. So we make 3 petals, switched out for the next 260, carry on, make another 3 petals. And this is the idea, is a sugar skull kind of hat for a, and then there's a scrap of 260 that just holds them together. And what we're going to do on this is we're going to bring these colors and we're going to put it onto here. Now the way that we're going to attach it is by using a glue dash or glue dots, whichever one you prefer, and then decide where it's going to attach onto the foil, onto here, So I want to make sure this is in the center.
This is another great use of the pen though as well, because you can target that really easily because you've got everything in your hand you need to find the spot that it's going to hit.
So I'm doing one there, and then I'm going to do one over here. Get that for the silver behind. And I'm going to do one on this side as well. So I can match that up for silver on this side.
And then we're just going to use the dashes for this, yep?
Yep, just dashes.
But because you've marked it onto the foil, that's what we're going to stick the dashes to.
Yes, absolutely.
You don't want to be trying to put them onto the latex now, because then you're going to be kind of guessing where it's going to go.
Give that a little bit of extra, that middle bit. There we go.
Lovely.
So I'll just give that a bit of a dry. There's one there, one here.
This one here, yeah.
That's it, yeah.
That's lovely. I think I'm slightly vertically challenged. And that one there. I think I got it all right. And then where's the
Just here.
So you're pressing down a little bit.
The same with any adhesive. The longer you leave it on there before put any pressure on it, the better connection you'll get. But we're just going to go straight away and take that off.
The dashes are nice because they have that little end tab bit, so you're not trying to have to pick at it.
And then I'm going to do my center first. So that's just going onto there, like so. Second one is going onto the latex, like so. And then I push this one on as well. Okay.
Nice.
And then it gives us that crown. It takes the colors that we've got around the design. I should have probably used coral, I just realized. But what I've done is I've taken the mango that's also reflected here, and also around the eyes on the individual foil. And that gives us a finalized desigin.
Of that, we've got a picture of this as well, have we not?
We've got a picture of a different version of it.
Yes, do you want me to go and throw that up while we're... Just, I think it would be a shame not to show it in case we forget.
Yeah. So the one that was actually on the screen for the front cover of this episode was exactly the same techniques, but it's done with slightly different products, and it is here.
There we go.
I can see that.
You can see it, yep, great.
So you can see it there. So we're using the Kiss Me Pink from that.
Then we've got the plum, the plum, the black, and then we've got the
Mystic Plum,
the satin and matte finished tapers as well.
The printed tape, the printed starbursts.
Yeah, so let me also go back to, where are we? This one here, let's go to us. And then you might see it better there.
There we go.
Oh, there's my perfect head.
There we go.
Ta-da!
So yeah, so you can see the candy skull there with the iridescence, and you can see the design. It's also using the charcoal glam, which is really pretty silver, really deep silver.
Really works
and
well for this though.
Some of the Prima 16-inch letters there with self-sealing valves.
And it's trying to frighten you as well with
boo. Boo, exactly.
Boo,
so we hope you liked it. If you did or didn't, leave a message in the chat.
We want to know either way.
Yeah, we do. We do. We'd like to know either way.
I mean, we'll be upset.
I've just looked and I can see a hole over there.
Yes.
I'm going to fix that.
Go on, you go fix that. Then I'm going to line the camera up, Keith, so you can see it better because it was slightly off the top. So.
I've just realised why. You can see it front on, but you can't see it from
where we are.
From where we were.
Well, that
because
goes,
of the angle.
That goes back to our previous tip, though, Keith, where we'd say stand back and look at your work and take a photo, just a snap, straight on, not a stylized, not something crazy, but just something to show yourself what it looks like. Right. That's looking better over there.
Yeah, I'm happy with that.
Okay, let me just... there we go. Look at that.
There we go.
Much better, yeah.
All done.
Fixed,
okay.
Fixed.
Cool.
Yeah, really like that.
Great stuff. So thank you for everybody who joined us on today's show. We look forward to seeing you in 2 weeks' time.
That's right.
2 weeks' time. Leave a comment, give a like. If you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. We appreciate it.
We really do.
With that.
Until next time. Ciao for now.